Otakuology podcast with Otaku Mike and Jin Graves.
Hey guys, what's up? Jin here with another episode of the best podcast in the world, Otakuology. Best represent.
Best represent.
So
we do all the representation in the anime mod community.
Right. We are doing the best. We're doing our show for the end of for
Can you
everybody to listen to.
Doing this for 2 years?
No. It seems like yesterday.
Because it was yesterday.
Can
I just tell you?
Is this where my in the Matrix story starts?
Can I just tell you, when we started this podcast, the podcast in general,
yeah,
I was sitting in my room with a microphone, fully clothed. Now I'm sitting in my closet with a phone in my underwear.
Fucking stupid. Well, when we started this, I don't know. When we started this, something, I guess.
When we started this, I was married.
That's true.
Now I'm divorced.
This is true. I mean, and I was getting over depression, I guess. I guess that's what my contribution was.
I mean, you were fresh out of a breakup as well, actually.
Yeah, long-term relationship with my baby mama. Yeah.
Oh, the fun of podcasting. All the stuff you guys don't see behind the scenes.
This is true. We try and keep y'all up to date on our lives as much as possible, but sometimes we're shit at that, okay?
It's true.
So
we are sorry for being inactive for the podcast the past couple months. It sucks, but it had to happen. Eventually, we're gonna get back to those Pokemon episodes, right?
we're gonna get on everything.
Yeah.
So, while this is the end of our year 2022 episode and whatnot, I still feel like we have more representation left to have to get us to the end of our season 2, which, if you remember, was supposed to be every 50 episodes.
It's true, it was.
So, I mean, I still have faith. So even though we're doing an end of the year episode, I still feel like we're not done with season 2 as of yet.
Honestly, I'm really surprised we didn't hit 100 episodes. Like, I thought we would hit 100 episodes by the end of the year.
Yeah, but you also didn't think that you would be divorced by the end of the year either, so.
That's true. And also in a new relationship, which is fucking awesome at the moment. Just saying.
Right.
Just saying.
So.
I have to say, getting divorced was the worst yet best thing that could ever happen to me.
Right.
To be honest. I'm fucking happy.
Right.
I don't want to talk to else about divorce, but I'm legitimately I'm actually happy and I'm not putting a face on or a front. I wake up in the morning.
Wake up in the morning.
I'm ready to start the day, which it wasn't. I can't say it wasn't like that a couple months ago.
Right.
Like I have like a new like energy about me. I want to say.
That's true. I agree with that one because I feel like after we kind of took our little hiatus break kind of thing that we came back like Muhammad Ali getting knocked out.
Okay.
We were
So let me ask you, how do you feel like, in your opinion, the podcast is coming along for season 2? Do you have any highs or lows?
Yes.
Okay.
My low that's going to come up is when we actually have to do episode 100.
Oh,
'Cause
you know,
God
I gotta,
Jesus Christ, I do not want to have to do it.
I mean, like,
but I told
I
you
don't
we would.
I don't want to like crap on this particular episode that we did,
Yeah.
but you left me high and dry. Was when we did the this is the Black Traveler's Guide to Korea. Was it Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was sick and having to schedule and talk to somebody who's in Korea.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to a fucking convention."
I still
And
go to conventions.
I was like, when you go to the convention? Oh, we went late in the day, motherfucker. You could have came and podcasted with me and picked up the fucking slack.
This is true.
Because I was like fucking dying, like I was like hoarse and stuff, and I ran out of questions. Like, right. I don't want to like shit on the episode, but that's like probably like my least favorite episode. I thought the guy was a very nice guy, but
are you sure? Are you sure that that's not considered season 1?
I don't remember. I want to say it's season 2, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah,
I don't remember. When did you break up with your girlfriend? Because that's when it was right before that.
Let's see. When did I break up with her? January or February of this year?
Maybe it was this year. I don't know. Maybe it was season 1. I can't remember.
I think it was because I think it was the end of last.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Like in October when you had to do it.
Oh. Then maybe it was season 1.
But nonetheless, it scarred you enough for you to remember it in season 2. So
yeah, yes, it did. I just gotta say, do you have any lows for the podcast?
Yeah, whenever we have to do episode 100.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Which we're not going to talk about episode 100 at this time.
Right. So I don't know what to say from there. Yeah. Episode 100. But
well, I just have to say a big highlight for me personally.
Yeah.
Which, what do you think that was?
Touching tips in person.
That was a really big one. I would put that up there with and the running would be when we got to interview Zaku Aurelius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's sometimes I forget we even did that. I heard somebody else was talking to me about him, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I'm a big fan of him. I was like, you know, you should do like all this stuff or whatever for watching and whatnot. And they're like, oh yeah. And I said, yeah. And I went, wait a minute. I interviewed that guy. And they were just like, what? You interviewed him? I said, yeah, I interviewed him.
Yeah.
And they like it just threw me for a loop. They were like, what?
Well,
Because
you think. Go
you know,
ahead.
it's just different. Like it's almost like whenever I was talking to my kid and I was like, hey, because he watches all this stuff on YouTube. And I said, hey, did you know that Daddy's on YouTube? He goes, no, I didn't know that. And I pop up one of my old videos and he's like, Daddy, that's you. So I kind of had one of those moments, I would say, on being like, I actually have talked to that guy.
Yeah. And we had a really good conversation with him. Definitely recommend people should check out our Zaku Aurelius episode.
Right.
Because honestly, like, I never expected it to come true. I thought it was going to, like, fucking fall through.
Yeah.
To
I
be
mean,
honest.
especially because we had to reschedule a couple times too.
Yeah.
So we kind of had that hanging over our heads. And
yeah, I mean, I loved everybody we got to interview. Everybody was pretty fucking cool. We had a couple of our friends on. We made some new friends, like Gemini Manga was one for this year, I believe. Right?
Jim and I was season 1.
Was he season 1?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we interviewed Gemini Manga, who's a YouTuber. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But one, I think it was probably our longest interview. It was more like a conversation, I would say. Was Heartless Weeb, YouTuber extraordinaire, Heartless Weeb. That was like it was like a 2-hour episode, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that were really good. Did you have any highlights for this season?
Like ones that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did?
But it's not one that I can say, like, I'm proud of it, but I can't really say that all of us are proud of it.
What is that?
Which is getting to really, like, and I don't want to say we actually put anybody on last, but really, like, talking about, like, your marriage.
Oh.
Like that episode where we were just talking about ending relationships and like getting better and growing out of stuff. Because I mean, the other thing is I felt too out of that, and I mean, you kind of already gave me the carrot on that one, of like really getting out of a bad relationship and then getting into a good one, and just kind of like being able to find like what area you really wanted to focus on like life and whatnot.
Yeah,
Especially like with the podcast, it just seemed a little better after like that happened per se.
It's true, because also like YouTube took up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
Because also like I stopped doing YouTube, but YouTube took up a lot of my time, and I'm kind of glad I stopped doing YouTube.
Yeah.
To be honest, no shade to the MangaTube community, but
all the shade to the MangaTube community.
It took a toll on me, like doing that. Like a part of me misses it, like misses creating videos, but like I feel like I could do something else, like better. Not like
That's
better,
true.
but like more creative. Like recording a podcast with my best buddy. Yeah.
The double twofer thing that you get to do instead of wallowing in your own self misery.
This is a random question.
Yeah.
random question, but have you ever like held in a poop so long like your back starts to hurt?
Next question.
Well, I was just asking because
no, I've never done that.
Because, like, I told my girlfriend that, like, I don't poop at her house.
Why is that so funny? I told my girlfriend that I don't poop at her house, okay?
Well, like, I don't want to destroy her toilet.
Listen, sweetheart. I'd like to still be in a relationship with you by the time I get done in the bathroom. Not have you walk in like the dad from Dumb and Dumber and be like, oh, what happened to my bathroom?
You know, like, so like I'll hold my poop like throughout the weekend sometimes, you know, and I'll poop when I come home, you know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That would kill me. I'd be like, ugh.
It was just a question, you know, like I can't like really poop anywhere.
No, I mean I'm kind of the same way, but if I gotta poop, I gotta poop.
You know,
it's not like all right, Captain, all hands on deck. We gotta
well,
make
like
sure
we got started talking on like poop schedules for some reason, and like I was like, oh, I poop like every like couple of days, like you know.
So let me tell you something that I think's funny. So if I'm gonna talk to somebody on the phone, the bathroom or not is irrelevant. Now, you hearing me go to the bathroom lets you know how close of friends we are. Because if not, like I'll get done with my business and then maybe you'll think I'm washing dishes or some kind of shit like that or whatever. Or nobody will know, basically. Or I'll just mute it and wash my hands real quick and
Uh-huh.
if somebody knows, then they know. If they don't know, then they don't know. But
yeah,
I always think it's really fucking fun on that whenever people are like, "Are you in the bathroom?" And I'm like, "Yes."
oh, okay.
I had to go. But I think it's funny because you and I are like, "Oh yeah," and then it'd be like, "Did you just go to the bathroom?" Yeah, and then like during our conversation, be like, "Hey, I got to go back to the bathroom." Why?
Anyways,
'Cause
that was just a weird side tangent. I didn't want to like hold on to it for a couple minutes, but I just thought I'd ask.
we're covering this topic, Mister. You brought it up.
I just thought I'd ask. It was a random thought that popped into my head,
Yeah,
so I just wanted to know.
no, but I did have a time the other day. I had to pee, and for me, like, I won't know until like it's all systems go. Like, we have to find a bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and I held it the other day. I was at the point I didn't think I was gonna make it.
No, really.
I did not think I was gonna make it, and I was gonna have to be like, Mike, I need you to drive from Texas and bring me new underpants because I whizzed myself. Luckily, I didn't have to do that, but
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, about the podcast. Let's talk about the podcast.
all right. So it's a podcast. I don't think
You cut out right there. I didn't hear you.
I said it's a podcast. I don't think it has a poop schedule.
Oh yeah, it's true. It does not. It does not have a poop schedule.
Yeah. So, I mean, in 2022, I think we had a lot of like really good milestones covered and a lot of stuff that we ended up working out. Um, I will say, I feel like the one thing that we've talked about before on how long people are able to stay with a podcast, I feel
Yeah.
like we've done that.
Maybe.
Um,
I mean, I don't know if we brought in any new listeners yet, but we have definitely worked through technical difficulties with our limitations of what we can record on and stuff.
well, like that one thing that we read, like when we first started, that was like most things only last like 50 or 60 episodes because people get discouraged by that time and then they give up.
Yeah, because nobody listens.
Yeah. And so, you know, I feel like for us, like we never went through that really. But I will say, I feel like this year that we have had more stuff that we've grown out of and
Yeah.
have more this year than we did last year.
How so?
Um, Going through our technical difficulties, learning some other like ways, like how you mentioned earlier about being able to sit in your underwear or whatever now, and figured out kind of our audio a little bit and ways to kind of cover all of that stuff. Um, just a lot of other stuff like that, I would say.
Yeah.
You so
Do you feel like we've improved
I
for the
do feel
better?
like we've improved. I
Okay.
feel like the stressors we had in life are more so gone, and it's just a better time, like looking forward to the podcast and doing that versus kind of using the podcast as more of a getaway from those situations and kind of stressing about them as well.
Yeah.
So I will say
What
that
What do you want to see for the next season going forward or next year going forward?
um so I can't wait till we get to episode 150.
Why?
Because episode 150, like,
Oh, yeah,
duh.
true. I mean, we don't count the Pokemon episodes or our unwind episodes.
No, and I can't wait till we get farther in on some more of the Pokemon stuff as well.
True.
Like when we finished the well, you haven't yet, but when we finished the very first book, I was like, fuck yeah, like on a roll. And so, you know, it just makes me we've what we've accomplished in doing part of that stuff per
Yeah.
se.
I agree. I agree.
Um,
My goal is, I mean, nobody knows him, but I want to get our buddy Bizarre Individual on.
this is true. This is very true.
That's like a goal of mine. He's so hard to get with and like schedule.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
very true. Especially when it's like, hey, oh yeah, I picked up a shift now. I thought you said that we were going to do this, and then to be like, oh, I took off this time. No, we don't have time this weekend. Oh, you know. So, and, you know, I would like for us to get some other guests on. I feel like towards the end of the year, like in season one, we were picking up like a bunch of people,
Yeah.
and I feel like we kind of got overrun by that.
Yeah.
And then now I feel like it was a lot better per se because we kind of backed off of that a little bit and kind of
Hmm.
just really started focusing on what we enjoyed more. I feel like
Yeah.
so
No, I agree.
and then just like it was kind of funny though. I feel like we had a well. I'm like, well, what do you want to cover this week? We went from doing like things that I think we were in the YouTube mindset still for, like, oh,
Yeah.
I got to push myself to do this and I got to push myself to do that because this is something that somebody else would want to. And I think that was another turning point that we kind of had because I think we started doing and covering more stuff we enjoyed or it was something
Mhm.
that we saw and we're like, oh yeah, let's get really gung ho about this topic and go from there.
I will say one thing we do need to cover is the second part of Bastard,
This is true.
because we left on a big cliffhanger. I need to know what happens, to be honest.
We need to cover Bastard and just some of the other stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
because there were some other things that we've talked about watching and then we watched and just have never covered. And I was like, oh yeah, and it ended up turning out being like a really good show or whatever.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is for scheduling us to get to podcast actually,
Yeah,
and like having to sit down and actually watch the episodes and stuff and take notes.
yeah,
It's a lot.
that's true. That's
It's a
true.
lot. So I think we're gonna like try to condense our episodes and not make them a complete hour long sometimes.
Yeah, which is
You know?
which I mean, there's strength in that too. Is technically like I would like to more like holiday episode thingies like
Yeah.
around certain things. And I mean, in that instance, like we can actually cover more ground on that because then we're not trying to fill out a whole hour of something that we're like, all right, we beat this dead horse, for an hour and a half now. I'm tired of talking about it. What else are we going to talk about next? So I mean, like I said, there are a lot of benefits to making shows more enjoyable, say.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
So,
I mean, it's not just for us, it's for our listeners too.
hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I think if we're enjoying what we're talking about, then our listeners are going to be like, hell yeah, I enjoy what they're talking about too.
It's true, maybe.
So,
Some people out there our input that we give on the nerd world.
this is true.
At least like 8,000 people do, because we have 8,000 downloads.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, and then we get some other stuff too. Like, it's funny having like a connected Instagram with the thing because then I'll have it pop up. Oh, somebody sent you a message. I'll accidentally click on it. I'll be like, what am I looking at? And it'll be like somebody saying, episode, fucking loved it. It was great, kind of situation or whatever. So,
Yeah.
And people like that I might not talk to on my personal account very much or whatever, but then to see how much they comment and talk to us about our stuff, it's pretty thrilling, I would say.
Yeah. No,
So,
I agree with you. It's cool to see that we're having like somewhat of a small impact on people,
yeah, that's true.
and that and after 2 seasons or 2 years, basically, like people still listen, which I'm still surprised. Like I'm still baffled that people want to listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But I just want to say thank you to the people who take the time to listen to our podcast. And if you do us a favor, rate and review us and leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple, and share the podcast because that helps people listen to our podcast. It helps our
Yeah.
podcast grow.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Yeah.
I hope that you enjoy it just as much as we enjoy it. So,
I mean, I do always enjoy our talks.
this is true. And and like you said at the beginning of the show, it's kind of funny you dating and everything because then it's like having like a secondary feedback that you don't even think about sometimes, and then you hear, oh yeah, well such and such like really liked our show, and and then we get like really good feedback that I'm like, we got feedback? What?
Yeah. Because that's something we don't normally get is feedback on the podcast.
Yeah, and especially that knows that they're not going to hurt our feelings. Like,
True.
I feel like that's a problem sometimes too, is that there are some people that think that they're going to say something to us and it's going to hurt our feelings or whatever, and so they won't say anything about it,
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
but yeah, I think that I can't wait for more of the stuff to come out that we are doing, and I can't wait for us to get to episode 150. We'll have to figure out what episode 150 is going to be, which is kind of fucked up. Let me point this out to any listeners that don't know. So if you listen to episode 50, when episode 100 comes out, and episode 150, 200, whatever, me and Mike are gluttons for punishment, and usually that episode is one that we're like, oh yeah, let's do this, because when we get there, then we do this really shitty thing that both of us hate.
True.
And it's really weird that we do that, because we're like, we get there and then it's like,
because like episode 50, like it was nerve-wracking for me, so I was dealing like with my anxiety and stuff.
Yeah,
it was bad. Like, it's a good episode.
I can't even remember what we covered for episode 50.
We did cyberbullying.
Oh yeah, right. I just don't hate it. That's about it. That's all I knew, is that I hated it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I can't wait for us to get to episode 150 to cover some more awesome shit with my best friend.
That's true.
Because I mean, a lot of stuff we watch, just from having the different views, different things for each other to say, hey, watch this, and to be like, and to really get honest opinions and whatnot about it, because there's some stuff that we picked that I feel like that I might not have watched without the push.
Yeah.
Also enjoy hate something the rest of the community is like, I fucking love this. So
that's so fucking true.
Which isn't that funny how it always happens that way? You're like, I hate that. That was the worst show ever, or something like that, and then everybody else would be like, oh, it's so good. Why are you hating on it, Otaku Mike?
Otaku Mike's just a grumpy old man.
So, of course, hopefully, another thing like we got this year was we got to meet each other in person. So hopefully we'll get to do more things surrounding that and go from there. Maybe we'll have to meet each other twice this time. Yeah, twice.
It ain't so. This time you're driving down here. Just saying.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not fucking doing that drive again.
Not until the next time after that.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll have a lot of other places, because I know able to actually film more and have other Instagram moments per se.
I guess so, yeah.
It'll be easy not having somebody hark about what we're doing.
True.
So,
like touching burrito tips.
Yeah. Touching burrito tips.
Touching those tips.
We'll have to touch something at the Hobbit Cafe. Ooh.
Oh.
You got a burrito place down there too. We could touch burrito tips again.
We got a bunch of burrito places, and taco places, and chicken and waffle places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just so much to cover, honestly. And honestly, like, we're only talking about episode 150, but I mean, I feel like we could already set goals to cover episode 200. So
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, and then of course, hopefully, we'll get more notoriety and a bunch of other stuff coming off of it as well.
I mean, True. I always want new listeners.
That's
Come
true.
in and experience Otakuology as it's meant to be experienced.
Otaku
Through your holes.
Mike wants to argue with you about your opinions on certain animes or just Kakarimba.
Fucking hate that movie. I fucking hate that.
Hey, at least we're not like that other guy, and we haven't covered Baku no Pico yet. So,
oh yeah,
when are you gonna cover Baku no Pico?
I don't want to cover that. No, I do not need to be on no FBI list.
Was it you that sent me something the other day? I think it was you. I can't remember. Somebody sent me something and said people got it wrong when they said Baku no Pico. It should have been Baku no. Yeah, I don't know. It was like Baku no Musume or something. I was like, what the fuck?
I think there's more than one. Like I think there's like a series of OVAs.
No, this was like a joke. Like somebody had taken another thing like that you and I have read, like either Mushoku Tensei or Is It Wrong to Pick a Girl Up in a Dungeon? Like they picked something else and it said Boku no and then the word was something else.
Oh.
And
I don't know.
And I can't remember what it was, and I couldn't remember if you sent it to me or not.
I don't remember.
But I was just like, what the hell?
But we will cover Boku no Pico in episode 200.
We will not cover Boku no Pico in episode 200.
Okay.
We will cover Boku no Pico episode 250.
Okay.
Because I have to get myself prepared for that one, and it's going to take me a whole year.
I don't know if I want to watch it. Like, I don't want to be put on some kind of list.
Okay, so we're cutting that idea altogether.
Okay.
I don't know why you even mentioned it.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
Well, the funny thing is, like, you actually know what it is, and I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, so, I know what it is. I've seen video of it.
So it throws me off, and then I'm like, I have no idea.
I've seen video of people talking about it.
Yeah. We could always do what that one guy we don't like does and review somebody's review of Pokemon Pico. That would be horrible.
Let's fucking wrap this up.
Do I have to react to the video? Yeah. Yeah, I think this guy's reaction is pretty good to Boku no Pico. No.
You just fucking threw a deep cut. We're gonna move on.
I did throw in a deep cut. Ha ha! They'll never know. They never will.
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, then just other projects and stuff we're working on and whatnot. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned for more great things from Otakuology. So, I hope you guys stick around with us for another year, another 50 episodes, and yeah, and hopefully you'll be around for the next time I give this spiel next year.
True.
So,
all right.
Okay. Well,
see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, you will.
Remember, because I haven't gotten to use one of these in a while. Even Otaku Mike likes to record in his underwear.